This is about a 25, 30-second clip. You know the trick, right? Whenever Biden forgets what he's talking about in mid-sentence, he interrupts himself. He'll say something like, I've been talking too long. Or he'll interrupt himself with something else. I'm going to stop myself before I say something I don't want to say. This is a trick that Biden's team has taught him when he forgets where he is in mid-sentence. Watch him do it right here as he's talking about drinking from faucets or something. I don't even know what he's saying. Matter of fact, he doesn't know what he's saying. That's why he stops himself. Check this out.
Environmental justice, so we can turn the faucet on and drink water, breathe clean air. I'm sorry, I'm about to end, but no, live. We have to live. So, we have to just give people a.
Imagine being the sign language guy on that. Sign language guy's like, what's the I don't know sign language. What's the sign language for? I have no idea what this guy's saying. I don't know sign language. Wish I did. I'm like, the universal something. What is he saying? You get to drink from the fountain and the water. Green New Deal, fountain faucet, water. I don't know.
Why
what
the hell
I'm
would I
saying.
take a test?
Do you have, come on, man? I don't even know what you have back there in this arsenal of material.
Yeah, sure. Here we go.
Come on, man.
This video is priceless. I'm sorry. I, for those of you listening at home, I have to occasionally, I have to wipe my eyes. There's nothing around. I don't want to touch my face because we got this Lucy dog who's the greatest. And I have dog allergy, so I can't touch my face. So I have to use my shirt to wipe my eyes. Come on, man. Drink from the faucet. Green New Deal. Farting cows. I don't know what I'm saying, so let me stop what I'm saying before I say more about what I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know the thing.
The thing. It's the thing.
The thing. That's his other trick, the thing.
Yeah.
When he doesn't know what he's talking about, that's right. He goes to the thing. You know, the thing. The thing. Yeah, the governing documents, the Constitution, that thing's, you know, the thing you're gonna swear on the other thing, the Bible, you know, you remember those words? Oh, man. All right, let me get to this quick. Back to the substance, because, you know, we can obviously just rip Biden to shreds all day because he doesn't know where he is on any given day, and he's running for president, which is a darn shame for everybody involved. It's dangerous stuff. I'm not kidding. This guy gets elected. This is very dangerous stuff. Article in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we had this tragic attempted homicide of these two LA deputies, and Biden gave a speech yesterday about the deputies. Of course not. He gave a speech about light bulbs and electric cars, telling us our cities are going to burn because of what? BLM and Antifa? No, because of climate change. So the Wall Street Journal has a great opinion piece this morning called Biden of the Climate Apocalypse. He gives a speech on wildfires and never mentions better forest management. Of course he does, because he doesn't actually know anything. So Biden yesterday gives this speech about light bulbs and climate change and wildfires without mentioning the arson or anything else, which is amazing. And he repeats one of the most pernicious, persistent liberal lies you will hear that we will debunk right now, this second on the show, and you should carry with you forever. Liberal lie number one about the climate, because remember what I said about liberals? They hate themselves because they lie about everything. They have no data to back anything else up. Remember the Thomas Sowell question whenever you're debating liberals. Don't ever forget. The question which will puzzle them every time is, what's your evidence for that? They'll be like, what do you mean evidence? Evidence? I'm required to produce evidence? I'm a liberal. I've never been challenged on evidence. So he said something yesterday, Biden, during his light bulb speech, that storm frequency and intensity, it's getting worse, man. Come on, man. Climate change, storms everywhere, intense storms. It's worse than it ever was. Tell me your liberal friends, if you've had them over your house, God forbid. Tell me your liberal friends haven't told you this. Come on, the storms are getting worse. There's no evidence for this at all. Here we go. Wall Street Journal, screenshot number one. Check out the work of this scientist who's done extensive work on this. They say, quote, as for climate and hurricanes, sigh. Let's repeat that there is little evidence that storm frequency and the modest global warming of the last century are linked. As scientist Roger Pielke Jr. has noted, hurricanes hitting the U.S. have not increased in frequency or intensity since 1900. That's just a lie, but that's what liberals do. Really, look up his work, ladies and gentlemen. There's data on this. You know, when a storm hits Florida, you can't hide it, okay? When a major hurricane is on, everybody be quiet. It's a conspiracy. Hide the hurricane. It doesn't work that. We actually have data. People know when their houses blow away for hurricanes. They know that. Joe, shocker, I know. But your house, roof gone. Gosh, my house blew. That's what happened. I thought it was a thunderstorm. They only broadcast coming hurricanes in Florida, if you live down here, for like 2 weeks prior to when they arrive. We have what do they call it? A disturbance? That's how it's, right? If you live in Florida, right, Paula? You'll hear it on the news. It'll be on the local news. They'll say, Joe, because Joe's up in Maryland, right? We don't. Luckily, outside of Hurricane Isabel, they don't get hit much there often. But down Florida, we get hit here every year. They'll say, there's a disturbance. And everybody's like, really? There's a disturbance. And then you see where it's going to go. I'm going to go to the Gulf. It's going to come to you. If it's going to go to the Gulf, people on the East Coast are like, all right, we may get a pass on this one. If it comes over to our side, the people on the Gulf are like, all right, we may get a pass on this one. We know about these things. They're on record. So if what Joe Biden was saying confused Joe, the storm frequency and intensity is getting worse because of climate change, that would require storm frequency to be getting worse, and there would be more frequency, meaning more for the liberals listening, and more intense, meaning they're category 5s instead of category 3s now. None of that's actually happening, data and stuff. That's actually not what's happening. You're just making that up. You need more evidence he's making this up? Here, from the Wall Street Journal piece. Check this out. NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, definitely not populated with far right wingers, folks. NOAA has said, quote, it's premature to conclude that human activities, and particularly greenhouse gas emissions that cause global warming, have already had a detectable impact on Atlantic hurricane or global tropical cyclone activity. End quote. Quote, folks. That means they actually said that for the liberals. The United Nations, here we go, Joe, United Nations, that bastion of conservative right-wing hysteria. The United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change says it too lacks evidence to show that warming is making storms and flooding worse. Again, data, facts, that kind of thing. So the United Nations, which will take on any left-wing cause, especially to humiliate Donald Trump or anyone else, is saying, well, there's no evidence storms are getting more frequent or worse. We don't have any data to support that either. Along with NOAA, our National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration that actually has data on this, along with scientists who this is what they do for a living is track this stuff. They're all saying, nah, that's actually not true. But it doesn't matter. Biden will say it because Biden doesn't know it's true. Biden doesn't even know what he said. I'm surprised halfway through that statement, he didn't go, hold on, let me stop myself before I say something I know is not true. That's what he'll be saying next to interrupt himself because he forgot what he was actually talking about. Frustrating.